Hey everyone, so earlier this week I had you watch a couple of video clips that had to do with this idea of metamorphosis, of changing from one thing to another, using magazine clippings and old video footage to create video collages, or creating a bizarre animated short that was about people changing themselves in the future through plastic surgery, or taking plastic bags and changing them into a piece of art that brings the community together and becomes this huge floating installation. And then asked you to think about a metamorphosis that you could represent through a drawing, taking an inorganic object and having it change into an organic object through a series of drawings. So the full requirements of the assignment are now up on Google Classroom for you to look at, but there are just a few things I want to mention verbally to reinforce some things that are in that written assignment. First of all, remember that I want you to have photo references for both the first and the last part of the metamorphosis. The inorganic object and the organic object. And again, I don't want them to be other drawings. I want them to be photographs of things. I don't want you to take a drawing someone else has done and do your version of that drawing. I want you to do your own thing. So if it's going to be a can of coffee that turns into a parakeet, I want you to have a photo of a can of coffee and a photo of a parakeet. Remember that it's 4 to 6 steps that this metamorphosis is going to happen, and that includes the original inorganic object and the ending organic object. So it's 4 to 6 steps, including the beginning and the end. As far as the arrangement of the drawings is concerned, they're all going to be on one piece of paper, which, by the way, can be whatever size paper you have available to you. It should be at least 8.5 by 11, preferably not with lines on it, but other than that it can be whatever size you need. But in terms of the arrangement of the drawings, it can be all of them just in a row. You can divide the page up into equal parts and put one in each part. You can arrange them kind of in a pattern sort of thing, and depending on what your objects are, there might be sort of a logical way to arrange the order of the different steps there. But it does not have to be all in a straight row. It can be 3 on the top and 3 on the bottom, or they can be in different places. But just be sure the order of the steps is very clear, however you arrange it. Also, be sure you fill the paper, and be sure that the size of the objects makes sense. So, for example, if you have let's say a hunk of cheese, and it's going to turn into a mouse, probably would not make sense that your drawing of the hunk of cheese is 10 times as big as the drawing of the mouse. So just keep size issues in mind, and again, realize we want you to use the majority of the paper. And then in terms of materials, you've got 2 options. You can either use graphite, use your pencil, and if you do that, I want you to do shading with it. Or you can use colored pencil. You can use colored pencil with or without ink pens. So you could use colored pencil and outline the objects in ink pen, or you can just use colored pencil and not do any outlining. But if you're using colored pencil, you don't have to do value, although you can. If you're just doing it in black and white with regular pencil, then I want you to do shading or value in it. Okay? So that's what the idea and the process is going to be. You will have all of next week to work on this. I'll ask you to give me a check-in photo early in the week, but you'll have the entire week to work on it. It won't be due until the week after next. So you'll for sure have all next week to be working on this. As always, I know you might have questions, and that's great. Do not hesitate to reach out, email me. Again, we can always do a Google Hangout or something like that if that will be helpful to you. But please let me know whatever I can do to guide you through this process. And that's it for now. Have a great weekend, everyone. See ya.